Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of the Becoming Masterclass. I am your host, Shani Leatham, and I'm really excited to jump into this with you today. There's so much that we have to go through, and we don't have a lot of time to go through it, so we're gonna get right to it. But I am welcoming you back. I'm so grateful that you're gonna spend your time with me today, and that you've spent some time with us yesterday on this fantastic end of year cleansing, reflecting, getting to know who we are event. So it's a beautiful snowy day where I am in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, and I just hope that you're having the best morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are. And so today is day 2 of Becoming, and we have a lot to get into in a limited amount of time, okay? So let's get to it. As with yesterday, today will run for about an hour and a half, from 12 till about 1:30 Eastern time. If we go over, we go over. If we don't, fine. But I often find that there are a lot of questions that come up. There are some comments that come up. We might have to address that, or perhaps maybe start a third and final day for Q&A, okay? But you will require a pen and paper, just like yesterday. Yesterday was all about reflection, but today we're going into identity. So you're going to require a pen and paper. You're going to require something that you're going to journal on, because today's meant to be, again, super reflective, but it's also going to be really interactive. I encourage comments. I encourage questions. Just hold them till the end. But also, I encourage you, if you don't feel like this is the right venue for you to ask your questions, to go ahead and book a one-on-one call with me. I do consultations, free consultations for about 30 or 40 minutes, and we can discuss your goals, we can discuss your transformation, we can discuss the questions that you may or may not have had on these last 2 days, and we can talk about it there, okay? So I will make sure to put the link in the comments so that you can book that one-on-one call with me, okay? If you did not get the opportunity, and I'm side-eyeing you, but if you did not get the opportunity to do the homework, you know, I always assign homework. If you did not get the opportunity to do the homework yesterday, please do it today. Do it today. Do it today, because it's meant to help you. It's meant to help you. It's meant to reinforce what you're learning. It's meant to guide you further along. And again, we did so much yesterday. There was so much information and not enough time to do all the reflective prompts. So please go ahead and do that there. I'm just going to put this in the comments now. Book the call link. And here we go. Perfect. So what else do I want to share with you before we go? If you did not have the chance to do the bless and release, oh my gosh, it was so powerful. So the bless and release was where we wrote down all the things that we thought were limiting us last year, this year, and we burnt it, we tore it up, we threw it out symbolically, and we released it, and we realized we're no longer taking any of that stuff that hindered us, that made us hesitate, that made us procrastinate, that blocked us from our blessings. We're not taking that into 2026. Oh my gosh, if you didn't get a chance to do it, go ahead and do it and take a picture and post it in the group. That's where this is hosted right now, in the Money Mindset and Manifestation group. Go ahead and post it in the group. If you are watching this on the replay, just put in the comments. Alternately, if you are watching this on the replay and you do not have access to the homework in the group, comment and I will get that sent out to you. Or if you did register via email, you'll get that emailed out to you. So we're good. We're good. Okay. As I do with every masterclass that I do, I like to begin each day with a prayer. I'm a believer, whether you are or not. You'll just have to sit there and indulge me. So Father God, thank you so much for this day where we get to share and learn and grow with one another. I ask you to speak through my vocal cords and think through my mind. None of me and all of you. And in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Guys, you have no idea how excited I am about today. Today in particular, because we're setting the stage for your 2026. We're setting the stage for what you want the rest of next year and your life to look like, be like, and feel like. And that's incredible. But let's just do a quick recap of day one, okay? Yesterday, we completed the past. We consciously created or consciously completed the past. I know we still have about 2.5 weeks left in the year, in the month, and that does not give you permission to stall your goals. But up until then, we completed the past. We spent time reflecting on how our 2025 went. We talked about what we accomplished and what we didn't accomplish. We talked about the energy we were in the beginning of the year versus the energy we're in at the end of the year. We talked about the money we made and the money we left on the table, whether it was because of fear, hesitation, we didn't know what to do, one reason or another. We talked about all of that. So if you are coming in now and watching and you did not get the opportunity to watch day one to do the reflection, I highly recommend you go back and do that, because it is so important that you reflect on what was, so you don't take that shit into the new year. Okay? We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Also, as you're coming in, please let me know where you're watching from. It's such a beautiful thing to see how far away we are, but how we reach each other. It's so beautiful. Okay? So we did that bless and release, like I said, that bless and release activity where we release what we no longer want to entertain. So the habits, the doubts, the mindsets, perhaps the people. We did that. But today you get to create your future. And that's what I'm most excited about, because it's not about wishing, right? And it's not about hoping. And it's for damn sure not about settling into anything or setting resolutions that you're probably going to give up in 30 days. You're going to forget them. If you've ever done that, raise your hand. We're not doing that. But today is actually about identity. Okay? So, and identity is the core of manifestation. It is the core of manifestation, because the truth is, you don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. You manifest who you're being. So anything that you have created in this life up to now is based on the identity that you've created. Anything that you create in the future is based on who you are being right now. So it's really important that the identity that you have be the one that gets you to where you want to go. And I'll also tell you this. If you've lived the same type of life over and over and over again, nothing's wrong with that. But if you want something different for yourself, you're going to have to be different yourself. Okay? So today we're stepping into the version of you who doesn't abandon their desires. We're stepping into the version of you who doesn't overthink your dreams. Oh, so many people overthink their dreams. The ones who doesn't negotiate their potential. We're stepping into the version of you who doesn't wait for permission. Sound like anybody you know? Doesn't have to be you. It could be someone you know. We're stepping into the version of you who doesn't shrink just to feel safe. And the version of you who doesn't hesitate on your greatness, because greatness is within you. You were born to be great. And for a lot of people, we kind of stifle our greatness. We don't want to do that anymore, do we? We're not doing that. So today you're stepping into your 2026 identity, honey. That's what you're doing. And that's the one who already lives the life that you desire. Forget about what happened in the past. None of that is relevant anymore. The experiences that you've gone through, none of that is relevant anymore. You're stepping into the person who already is living the life that you want. Okay? So we're going to design your vision. That's what's happening today. You're going to rewrite your paradigm. We're going to talk about that today. And you're going to choose your future from power and not from fear. So if we're good with that, put a 1 in the comments. If we're ready to do that, put a 1 in the comments. Okay. So I want to start with vision creating. Some people call it vision casting, but I want to start with vision creating. Okay. Like I mentioned before, we have 2.5 weeks left in the year. And that's still a lot of time. I know a lot of people will just say, it's holiday time. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to fall back. I'm going to relax. I didn't get to what I wanted to get to just yet. And so they just put it off on the wayside or just put it off until next year. No, baby. Okay. We can still focus on the things that we want to experience, but also what we want to experience for 2026. You have to know what it is that you desire. Oftentimes we see people, we've been people who just kind of go with the flow. You have no idea what you want. You know exactly what you don't want. Today, we're going to focus on what you want, okay? Now and in the future. And so nothing shifts your life faster than clarity. That's why it's so important to have a clear vision, okay? So I want you to put everything aside just for a moment. All of it aside for the moment. The noise, the doubt, the logic, the how. How am I going to do it? How am I going to make it happen? Like, y'all are obsessed with the how. I want you to put all of it aside for a moment, okay? We start with the purest, most magnetic question in the world. What would I love? Okay, what would I love? So today we're going to talk about that vision, what you see for yourself, and some of the elements you need to employ to see that vision through. And so we're also going to do a guided visualization, a short one, just to help you lock in your vision for the rest of this year and into next year. It's one of the most powerful exercises that I've taught with my students, with my clients, and most powerful exercises that you can do when you're quantum leaping or quantum shifting your life. Okay? So let's get back to that more than ever important question. If anything and everything was possible, what would you love? Again, if anything and everything was possible, what would you love? I want you to really think that through, okay? Now, it's not what you think you should want. It's not what you think you can have. It's not what you think is realistic. For a moment, you don't have to worry about your job. You don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about what people will say. You don't have to worry about situations around you. You don't have to worry about your home. You don't have to worry about your responsibilities. If anything and everything was possible, what would you, who's sitting here watching me talking about this, what would you love? What would expand you? Okay? What would stretch you? What would thrill you? Oh my gosh, what would thrill you? What would transform you? So I want you to create a mental vision board. Now, if you want, you can write some of these categories down. We're going to break them up into 4 sections, 4 categories. The first is lifestyle, then relationship, then wealth, and then self. Okay? Lifestyle, relationship, wealth, and then self. So having it broken down into categories, I find is really helpful when you're planning out for the year. When you're just doing it for, next month, you can do a mishmash. Okay, so let's talk about your lifestyle vision. Please write this down. What would you love your days to look like? Think about that. What would you love your days to look like? Are you at the same job? Are you doing the job you love? Do you even have a job? Are you in a different career path? Are you a philanthropist? What are you doing? What are you doing with your days? How are you spending your days? What would you love that to feel like and to look like? Okay? What environments do you want to live in? Do you love where you live right now? Do you love the city or the town or the country that you're in right now? Or would you love to live somewhere else? Maybe you have a second home, a summer home, a winter home. Maybe you're a snowbird. Think about those things. What would you love? What environment would you love to live in? And again, picture it. I'm not just saying the words for the sake of saying the words. Picture it. Okay? Also, how do you want to start and end your days? Like, what's your routine going to be like? Do you want to finish, or do you want to wake up when you finish sleeping? Because that's really nice, as opposed to waking up when you have the alarm going off. So think about that. That's for your lifestyle. Now for relationship, your vision for your relationship or relationships, what kind of connections do you want? What type of connections do you want? Think about that. What do you want them to be like? Or what emotional standards do you hold? So the emotional standards that you have right now, are they going to be the same emotional standards you have for next year? Or are they going to differ? What's going to change about them? What emotional standards are you going to have? And what does support look like for you? I'll tell you this. Anytime I scroll on social media and I see someone say, you know what, I got the job, congratulations to me. Everyone is going on supporting. Congratulations, you did your thing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for you. Sky's the limit, blah, 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 blah. But the moment somebody says, I started a business, what do you think happens? What do you think happens? crickets. It's not as supportive, right? So, and oftentimes it's not as supportive because it's not that they don't want to support you. The people in your life don't want to support you. It's that they can't relate to starting a business for themselves. They may not have an entrepreneurial spirit, or they might have tried doing something on their own and it failed. And so because they can't see it for themselves, they cannot see it for you. And so they don't know how to support you. And support in that way doesn't mean you have to buy from them or they have to buy from you. It could mean a repost. It could mean a recommendation. It could mean a phone call giving some advice or giving some encouragement. So what does support look like for you? And in your relationships outside of like what you're doing, what type of relational support? What does that look like for you? Do you need encouragement all the time? Do you need someone to help you with your insecurities? Do you need someone to back off and let you do your own thing, but be there when you need them to? What does support look like for you? Okay. Now let's go into your wealth vision. This is what everybody wants to talk about. This is what they all come to me about. That's part of why I'm a wealth manifestation mentor alongside being a transformation specialist. So what income feels aligned to you? Think about that. What income feels aligned? So what does that mean? What amount of money, either per month, per year, per day, feels right for you? Now remember, this is a vision. This is not what you have. This is not based on your past experience. This is not based on your identity just yet. This is just what feels right. What amount of money do you want to have? 2 million a year? $500,000 a month? $50,000 a month? $10,000 a month? $10 million a year? What feels aligned? Think about that. What would you love? What would you love, okay? What wealth do you want to build? So you know what feels aligned, but now what do you want to grow? What do you want to grow? In various ways. It could be through career, it could be through investments, it could be through an inheritance, it could be through the lottery. I don't care how it comes. What amount of wealth do you want to build? Think that through. And then this is very important. How do you want money to feel? How do you want money to feel? So a lot of people, different walks of life, depending on where they are financially, money to them, if you're middle class, feels like, okay, it feels okay. It feels like enough. Sometimes it feels stressful if you're running out. Sometimes it feels stressful if you have way too much. How do you want it to feel for you? How do you want to feel with money? This is also considering the answer that you have right now will help you determine how your nervous system feels about money and the capacity that you have. So how do you want money to feel? Okay. And then the last category is your self-vision. So this is just for you in particular. How do you want to feel on a daily basis? Yeah? How do you want to feel on a daily basis? I want to feel peace. I want to feel free. So I feel peaceful and I feel free. I want to feel content and happy. I want to feel abundant. I want to feel gratitude. I want to feel joy. I want to feel confident. So I make sure I feel those things. And if I'm not feeling those things, I'm mentally in check. I'm mentally aware of how I'm feeling because it affects the energy that I put out, which affects my beliefs, which affects my identities, which affects the work that I do, which affects my results. So decide how you want to feel, right? How do you want to feel? And then pay attention to it. If you have a set of feelings that you want to feel on a regular basis, when you are aware that you're not feeling that, something's out of whack. Okay, what do I have to do to get into that feeling? Okay. And then what energy do you want to embody? So again, the energetic state that you're in, people can feel it. You know, when you walk into a room and, or if you're at a party and someone walks into a room and everyone's head just turns like that, like, whoa, they've just got this energy that exudes them. They're really charismatic, or maybe they're toxic, whatever it is, you can feel it. Or if you have a team as I do, you'll often feel the emotional state change, the energetic state change. I can walk into my daughter's room sometimes, knock on the door, walk in, and feel the vibe of, I don't think I want to be in this room right now because she's going through something. And I will slowly back out because that energy is contagious. So what energy do you want to embody on a regular basis? It affects your manifestations. So think that through, okay? And then what version of you do you want to meet? Okay, so what is the 2.0 version of you? Or 3.0 version of you? Or 4.0 version of you? Or 10x version of you? What version of you do you want to meet? Yeah? So if you are loving who you are in every particular way and you have no desires for anything more or anything different, then the version of you that you are right now is enough. However, if you have goals, dreams, desires, things that you want to accomplish that you have yet to do, there's a version of you that needs to be that or the version of you that accomplishes those things is not just yet, is not just here yet. So who do you want to meet? What version of you do you want to meet? Because vision is not actually a fantasy. And I know people think it's a fantasy, like, oh, you envision it, you visualize it, you imagine it. It's not a fantasy. It's actually an instruction. Your vision is an instruction. It's giving you and the universe the blueprint. So what are you envisioning? That's why I say, let's do these 4 categories and create your vision for the year. And I'll tell you this, it's okay if your vision changes throughout the year because you're going to change throughout the year. The person you are today on the 15th of December is not going to be the person that you are on the 31st of January. I had to remember how many days are in the month, okay? And on the 28th of February, and so on and so on and so on. Your vision of yourself will change because your identity will change. Just allow that, okay? So your desire is not random though. The desire you have is a future memory. The vision that you have, the wants that you have, it's a future memory. If you can see yourself there, it's a future memory that you're creating. We just got to get you there and bend reality to make that happen. That's what I teach you to do in my programs. I teach my clients how to bend reality, how to make their visions become their reality. So I want you to allow yourself to claim it, to claim the vision, okay? Great. So you have the vision of what you want to accomplish in 2026 now. Okay, we just went through this exercise. The next thing I want you to do is choose 2 or 3 that are of utmost importance to you. Out of all of them, 2 or 3 that you want to happen in the immediate or closer to now than a whole year from now, okay? I will say, don't try to accomplish all of the things all at once because when you split your focus all that way, you cannot manifest what you want. You cannot manifest in a meaningful way what you desire. You can't make it come to your reality quickly. And already manifestation is delayed reality. It's already there. We just can't see it just yet. We're not aware of it, but it's done. So stay focused on 2 or 3 things. And then once that's done, then move on to some more. Okay? These are not just goals that you have. They are going to be your reality. So what would you love? What would you love to be a part of your current reality? That's what this is. And I love this. This is such a fun activity. Such a fun activity. But I want you to realize, don't put this off for anything. Like once you've decided what it is that you want, don't put it off. Don't say, oh, well, it's just a nice thought to have. Don't do that. That behavior was 2025. We're moving into something else, something different. We're not allowing that anymore, okay? I want you to show up differently as of today, imagining today is the start of your 2026 and into 2026, okay? And I want you to just think of it this way. Every time you procrastinate or every time you say, you'll do it tomorrow, or you'll do it when you're ready, or you'll do it after you talk to so-and-so, or you'll do it when you have the money, you're literally choosing not to live your dream. That becomes your choice. Okay, I think that pause was enough. That becomes your choice. Don't do that. We already put so many things off. Don't choose to not manifest what you want. Don't choose to not have the desires of your heart. Don't choose to do that, okay? You've got to say, I love my life, but I'm open to it becoming better. And I love myself enough to go for it. I love my life, but I'm open to it becoming better. And I love myself enough to do what it takes to make it happen. And then just prove it to yourself. You prove it to yourself, okay? Determine what you want. Look at your desires and look at them with hope and optimism, not with doubt, not with skepticism. Your brain is going to give you every reason why you cannot have what it is that you want. You want to manifest $1 million in a year? You can do it. I did. Your brain is going to tell you that you can't because it doesn't know how, right? And because it doesn't know every step of the way, it's going to say, can't be done. You can't go for it. You have to retrain your brain to just look for the possibilities. Before I shifted my identity, I was in foreclosure. I was about to lose my home. Nobody knew. I was about to lose it. And within a year, I manifested well over $1 million. I had chosen a goal to live free and clear in my house, which meant to pay my mortgage off and to not have any major household bills. This was my last home before we got this one, okay? And then I also decided, well, I want to be a millionaire. I would love to live life as a millionaire. Not because I don't want to no longer feel impoverished, but because I wanted to feel free. And I wanted to have access to different things. And I wanted to experience things that I didn't get to experience yet because money was tight. So I looked at things from the lens of possibility. And then I lived in the realm of possibility. And then I lived in the realm of the finished. Okay? I looked at my desires with hope and optimism all the time. Even when I was discouraged. Even when there was no evidence of how the hell is this going to happen? Okay? So don't look at these goals through skepticism and doubts because you're going to tell your nervous system that you don't believe it's true, tell your subconscious mind that you don't believe it's possible. Then you're not going to do anything to start thinking differently, acting differently, and getting different results. You won't get what you want. Okay? So then after that, when you think of it with optimism and you think of it with hope, then turn that hope into faith. A faith that, you know what? Yeah, this could work. I have faith that this could work. Just like you have faith when you order something from Amazon that is going to show up 2 days later or 3 days later if you have Prime. Just like you have faith when you order your pizza and it shows up at your door. You have faith that it's going to show up to your specifications when you ordered it. Just when you have faith when you walk into your door, you walk into your home and it's nighttime and you flip on the switch, you know the lights are going to turn on. Have faith that this is going to happen. Have faith that your desires will become your reality, that your desires will harden into fact. Have faith in that. Okay? And then turn your faith into knowing. So I had faith, I had hope that it was going to work out. I have faith that it's going to work out. You know what? I know it's going to work out. I know it's a done deal. But those are the steps. You have to be so certain. Know for sure you know what you know what you know. Even if there's no evidence, but you know what you know what you know. Just like you know there's wind outside, but you can't see it. Just like you know there's oxygen that you're breathing, but you can't see it. You know what you know what you know. You know that it's a done deal. And then only assume that it's only a matter of time before that becomes your reality and it reveals itself to you. Okay? Okay. Let's move on to identity and the identity shift and who you've got to become, because honestly, that's the core of today. This is the core of today. Your 2026 is going to require a 2026 identity. Who you are right now, I love you. You're awesome. You're fantastic. You're amazing. Who you need to be to get what you want, mind-blowing. Okay? Manifestation equals identity expression. Your identity controls what you believe. It controls what you believe you desire. That's what I want to say. It controls what you believe you want. Your identity controls what actions you take. Your identity controls what you actually tolerate. Your identity controls what you pursue, what you go after. So then you've got to ask yourself, who is the 2026 version of me? Think about that, okay? Who is the 2026 version of me? So we're going to do a little guided visualization right now. Close your eyes. No, really, close them. Pretend I'm watching you. Close your eyes, and see yourself, okay? See the 2026 version of you. They're right in front of you. This is the person who already has the results. You already have the life and already has the inner state you desire. How do you walk? How does 2026 version of you walk? Are you standing up tall? Is your posture good? Are you looking confident? How do you breathe? Pay attention to this. Most people, they take shallow breaths. They're always in the one's like a step away from anxiety. Are you taking like deep cleansing breaths? How do you breathe? What is your energy like? What does your confidence feel like? What does 2026 version of you confidence feel like? What standards do you uphold? Keep your eyes closed. I'm watching you. What boundaries do you maintain? And what choices do you make without hesitation? So you're like, okay, this costs $10,000. Okay, boom, here's $10,000. Do you hesitate? Of course you don't, because this is the 2026 version of you, the version of you who already has everything that you want, right? So now let's kind of shift into specifics. So let's go, I'm going to do some categories. Go back and close your eyes. So the beliefs that you have, the 2026 version of you, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe to be true about yourself? What do you believe to be true about money? What do you believe to be true about your success? What do you believe to be true about manifestation? What do you believe about worthiness? These are your beliefs. Think about it. Now your habits. What does the 2026 version of you do consistently? These are your habits. And what non-negotiables define you? The 2026 version of you. Think this through. Really, really, really think this through. Now we're going to go into your emotional landscape. How does this version of you handle discomfort? Do you react or do you respond? How do you handle discomfort? How do you self-soothe? So you're uncomfortable. How do you soothe yourself? How do you regulate your nervous system? What do you do? And in which way do you choose faith over fear? How do you do that? Think about it. See that person. See the 2026 version of you, your next level you. How do you choose faith over fear? What is the thing that you turn to that lets you know that your faith is greater than your fear? Is it an action that you take? Is it just saying, F it, let's do it? Is it prayer? Is it going for a walk? Is it stepping away and coming back? How do you choose faith over fear? Now for your identity. Let's really drive into this one. Please pay big attention. Close your eyes. What identity are you living from? Are you wealthy? Confident? Magnetic? Are you capable? Is that the identity that you possess? Are you powerful? Are you unshakable? Is that the identity that you possess? Are you self-trusting? Are you abundant? Do you identify as abundant? Do you have an abundance consciousness? Okay. And then I want you to add some embodiment to this. So we went through these different categories. The 2026 version of you, you just saw you. The version of you that you want to be. The version of you that you're choosing to be. You just saw it. And chances are you felt something, right? Your identity isn't something you think. It is something you become. So you have to embody it. You have to internalize it. To embody it means you live that way day in and day out. Your current identity right now is who you've been majority of your adult life. But you've just created a new identity in your mind. So now you've got to live from that place. So if 2026 Shani shows up as confident and is chosen to be wealthy and chosen to be abundant and chosen to be unshakable, how do I show up in my life? How do I speak to people? What decisions do I make? How do I connect with others? Am I afraid to invest in myself? Am I afraid to spend money? No. Am I looking at things, especially when it comes to wealth, from the lens of, oh, I've got it, no problem, or I'll find it, no problem? Or am I going to look at it from the lens of, I don't have it yet, I got to stop? 2.0 is going to figure it out and is going to do it. It doesn't even need all the information. Doesn't even need all the information. Trusts herself. So that's who I'm going to embody. That's how I'm going to show up in this world. How do I dress? If I'm choosing to be a healthier version of myself, how do I eat? How do I treat myself? Do I get more sleep? That's the embodiment practice of it. Okay? So identity isn't something that you think, it is something that you become. And you need to become whoever you've chosen to be. Okay? Your subconscious doesn't respond to effort. It doesn't matter how much you do. None of that matters. It responds to who you're being. It responds to your identity. And your subconscious mind is running 95% of your life. So you better damn well know who you want to be and stick with it. Don't let anybody pull you out of your spirit, pull you out of your identity, because that will happen. The moment you decide to shift your identity, somebody who had nothing to do with your life for a long time, who just irks you, is going to come right back into your life. Somebody at work is just going to piss you off. Some situation is going to show you that nothing in this world is what it seems. It's going to make you feel bad. It's going to make you feel like shit's going to hit the fan. You have to then decide to show up as the person you've created, this new identity, no matter what. Push through that. Don't go back to the old identity. Don't use that as a sign to stop going for what you want. Stop telling yourself you can't afford a thing. Stop telling yourself you're not worthy or you're not valued or valuable. Just keep pushing through with this new identity. Okay? So create the new reality. Create a new reality. You must, okay? You've got to become emotionally and energetically unavailable for your old reality and for your old identity. So again, to create a new reality, you have to become emotionally, so the feeling, and you have to become energetically, so your frequency and your vibe, energetically unavailable to the old reality, to the old identity. You got to say, I love you, I bless you, I release you. You've gotten me to this part of my life. I'm so grateful, but you can't come with me to where I'm going. Where I'm going requires something new, something more, something better, something improved, something different. Okay? How are we doing? Are you guys still with me? We good? Any questions? Okay. Let's talk about paradigms for a moment. Do you know what paradigms are? Okay. And we want to leave behind what's limiting us. So your paradigms are invisible patterns that, just like your subconscious, are running your life. Wah. Wah. So look at your results right now. Look at the home that you live in right now, if it's yours. Look at your furniture. Look at yourself. Look how you take care of yourself. Look at the foods that you eat. Look at the money that you have in your account or lack of money that you have in your account. Look at the amount you've made the most. Look at your connections, your friends, your relationships. Those are all based on your paradigms, the collection of patterns that you have in yourself and the habits. And that's related to your subconscious mind, which is related to your identity. So again, paradigms are the invisible patterns that run your life. Now, Bob Proctor, who was my mentor, rest in peace, he used to say that a paradigm is a multitude of habits. So a group of habits or a mental program that's ingrained in your subconscious mind, and it controls virtually every bit of behavior that we have, every result that we have in our life. And it's oftentimes without conscious thought, conscious effort. We're not even thinking about it. We don't even know we're doing the things that we do. We don't even know the way we speak. We don't even realize the thoughts that we have. Our internal dialogue is not as uplifting and empowering as we need it to be. We don't even know that, right? These paradigms are frequently inherited, though, from our parents, from society, from our friends, from teachers. They're not even our own to begin with. But they get written on our subconscious mind, our disc, as we're growing up. We hear things, we see things, we take it in, we download it onto our disc, and then we run that disc as our internal programming. The beauty is, you can shift your programming. And so again, 95% of everything that you do is subconscious programming. 95%. So if you always think, when it comes time to buying something for yourself, for instance, you know what? No, I'm not going to spend that money on me. That's subconscious reprogramming. You don't value yourself. You don't think you're worth it. You don't think that more or enough money is coming in. That's what we do, right? And I've got to tell you, this is why you cannot motivation your way into a new life. When people say, I'm not motivated, you don't need motivation. Motivation is fleeting. It comes in, it goes out. You need discipline and you need identity. And you need to have a properly programmed identity. And you need properly programmed paradigms. Okay? So you have to shift your paradigm, the paradigm that runs your identity. So for instance, some old paradigms that have run people's lives, mine included, at one point or another, is I need proof before I believe something. Show me the evidence. Prove it. Prove it. The sky is gray. Prove it. Serious? Shani manifested $1 million in less than a year. Prove it. You can see the proof. You can see the proof in like my lifestyle. You can see the proof in my home. You can see the proof in the way I show up. Right? Show me every step that you took. Another paradigm, it's safer not to try. It's safer not to try. And it's usually because they don't believe they'll succeed. Right? And so this is caused by thoughts of inadequacy or thoughts of unworthiness or fear of failure. So it's safer not to try. And that's the thing. Your brain seeks safety. It will never seek success or elevation unless you train it to do so. You know, I've heard paradigms of more success equals more stress. More money, more problems. Hell, even Biggie made a song about it. Right? People adopted that. People believe that to be true. Or I'm not consistent. That's another paradigm that people have. So I will not progress with changing my life because I know me, I'll give up too easily. I'm not consistent. I won't work out because I know me, I'm not consistent. It won't work. These are paradigms that we have. These are old paradigms. Or one I hear all the time, money is hard to make. That's a paradigm. It's not reality. Money is hard to make. It doesn't come easily to me. So if that's your belief and that's your paradigm, then that's the reality that you're going to live. Okay? Or there's a limit to how much money you can make. I used to think that. I used to think that because I was taught that people like me and people like those in my family and those from where we're from, we don't make past a certain amount of money. I once got hired as the youngest executive in a pharmacy retailer in Canada. It's the second largest pharmacy retailer in this country. I was in charge of marketing for the nation. When I went and told a family member what the salary was that came with this role, because it was a very high role, and it was a great salary, they were like, I don't understand. We don't do that. That's not for people like us. I'm like, well, I'm there. I did it. I got it. But you know what ended up happening? that started to permeate in my mind, and I started to sabotage myself. I started to sabotage the role until I snapped out of it and remembered, Shani, what are you doing? You're here. You're here. And so that was a paradigm that instantly shifted for me, that there's a limit to how much I can earn, which is usually tied to your job or it's tied to your background. And that creates something called your money ceiling. And many people have a money ceiling, right? Your money ceiling is, when you think of it, the highest amount of money you've ever made consistently for maybe a year or 2 years, and there's no change. If you can't break through that ceiling, you're stuck. That means there's something that you don't know. There's an identity shift that needs to change. There's a paradigm shift that needs to happen. A lot of people have a money ceiling. I help you break through that money ceiling. I've helped many students or clients, whatever they want to be called, break through that money ceiling, going from $3,000 a month to $15,000 a month, from $8,000 a month to $49,000 a month. You can break through any money ceiling by changing your paradigm, changing your identity, reprogramming your subconscious mind. This is what I do in my program, Unlimited. Okay? Another one, I'll be ready when. That's a paradigm. That's a paradigm that doesn't serve anyone. I will be ready when. Or, well, let's say this. You're never going to be ready because there's always going to be a new condition. There's always going to be a new limit, right? This is classic procrastination and classic deflection. We're validating your limits. That's what you're doing. You're validating your limits so that you can say, you know what, I can't have it because ABC obstacle is in my way. There's this limit. I'm not ready yet. I haven't done all the research. I haven't spoken to so-and-so. When really your heart tells you want to do it, you've decided you want to do it, and then you look for any bit of evidence. It's just your mind talking to you. Any bit of evidence that says you shouldn't do it, right? Or I can't have everything. Or Bob Proctor used to talk to us about this one. He used to say a lot of people thought, or a paradigm was, knowledge is power, but there's more to that. Okay, a new paradigm to have instead of just knowledge is power is knowledge is only power when it's applied. That's the thing. And I was like, yeah, you know what, Bob? You're right. Knowledge is only power when it's applied. There are a lot of people who have a lot of knowledge and they do nothing with it. They take everything they know to their grave. They take all of their talents to their grave. They take all of their dreams and their hopes to their grave. They do nothing about it. So knowledge is only power when it's applied. So a new way to look at some paradigms, right? This is what I want you to step into for 2026 is that instead of I need to see it to believe it, you have to understand that belief actually creates the proof. When you believe it to be true first, then you will find ways for it to be true. Evidence will seek you. You will look for proof in that way. So belief creates proof. And then I go first and then reality follows. So belief precedes manifestation. I'm going to go first and then reality is going to follow me. I'm just going to take a leap of faith and then you know what? It's going to work out. The how is unimportant. In fact, the how is none of your business. It's God's business. We create all these plans and he says, oh yeah, watch this. Once upon a time, I knew in my life I did not want to teach. I was 15 years old and I said, I don't want to be a teacher. And what do I do for a living? I teach. So in our culture, or at least in the island that we're from, Dominica, my mother used to say, man propose, God dispose. So man creates the plan and God says, get out of here with that. This is my plan. Which Bob did I talk about? Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor. Okay. So new paradigms you're stepping into. That ease is productive. It's okay to take it easy sometimes. You don't have to work your ass off for everything. We talked about this yesterday. There's this notion that in order to be successful, you have to work really, really, really hard. But if that was the case, then why aren't the most hardworking people in the world showing fruits of their labor? Right? The hardest working people in the world oftentimes have nothing to show for it. They've just got stress. They've got fatigue. They might have like a modicum of success, but it runs out because they have to keep pushing and grinding and hustling. That hustle culture, that was a thing back in the day. Now it's about ease and flow and living your soft life. Of course, you're still going to be in your masculine energy and do the things, but you don't have to work as hard. You have to be somebody different. Your results will be different based on who you are. So ease is productive. Confidence is a choice. Confidence is a choice. It's not a reward. That's the idea that you have to step into, the paradigm that you have to step into. Or my identity creates opportunities. Who I am creates opportunities. When Shani decided to be a millionaire, and when she decided to be free and clear in her home, you know what happened? Okay, so I'm going to be a millionaire. What else am I going to do in my life? What kind of beliefs am I going to have? Well, you know what? I'm going to teach how I'm going to become a millionaire. And then I'm going to teach how I became a millionaire. I'm going to teach you how to change your identity. I'm going to teach you how to quantum leap your life. I'm going to teach you how to notice the patterns that are keeping you stuck. The patterns that you're choosing to hold on to. I'm going to teach you how to replace those and reprogram that. Let me start a business. I'm going to start an education company. Remember I said I didn't want to teach? I started an education company called the Breakthrough Academy. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. These things started to fall in line. I'm reaching people all over the globe. I have clients in Canada, in Switzerland, in Australia, in the UK, in the Caribbean, in South Africa. Because I shifted my paradigm and I shifted my identity. And so now I'm reaching all of these people here. It all is related, but you have to know where to start first. I can help you with that, okay? And again, you are the source of your results. Nobody else is. So we love to play this blame game. It's really cool, isn't it? Makes it easier to get through our days. It's so-and-so's fault. If they had done their part, I would have been more successful. If they had shown up for me, life would be different. Your identity creates your results. It's you. No one is responsible for you but you. Okay? Now, if you're a parent and you're responsible for a child, that's fine. That's fine. When they get older, you're no longer responsible for them. You're responsible to them. Things change. Okay? So I want you to consider the following questions and go ahead and share them in the comments. Please and thank you. Like I said, this is interactive. What paradigm am I done living in? So what are you done with? What paradigm am I done living in? Perhaps it's the paradigm that you have to work really, really hard to make money. I'll tell you, the hardest was the first million. After that, it's not as hard. You know? Because you become a different person. So what paradigm am I done living? And then the second question is, what paradigm, why am I stressing that? What paradigm am I stepping into? So those are the two questions. Go ahead and put them in the comments. It could just be one word each. And don't be shy. That's a paradigm that you're stepping into if you're being shy, if you're afraid to comment, if you're afraid to speak, if you're afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Being a victim, good. Yes, we're done with that. Done. It serves no purpose. Because when you stay in victimhood you will always be. So what are you stepping into? Empowered? An empowered state? Good, very, very good. Let us go to, I want to talk about your emotional frequency for a moment, okay? So your emotional state, yes, embodied. Yes. Okay, so your emotional state is your manifestation frequency. So I don't know if you understand this or if you've ever learned this, but the way you feel about anything impacts what you receive in your life. It impacts, hell, when you're feeling weird in your body, you notice even your writing changes. You might be writing really neatly when you're at peace, but when you feel a little frazzled, your writing looks frazzled. So your feeling is a secret to what you receive, and it's all related. So your emotional state is your manifestation frequency, and that energetic state is the energetic state that the universe responds to. Okay? Your emotional state also tells you, it also tells your nervous system how you feel about the thing that you want to that you desire to manifest. So again, I'm going to use income for a moment, because that's what a lot of people come to me for, and that's what one of my programs is about. They say, I want to manifest $20,000 a month. Totally doable, okay? $20,000 a month, totally doable. But then their energy and the feeling behind that is, I don't think I can do that. That doesn't feel safe in my body. Yeah, right, that's going to happen. I want it, but I doubt it. And you know what you get? You get more of the feeling, and you get more of the belief, and you get more of the energetic state. So you have to make sure that your energetic state and your emotional state are a match to what it is you desire. So you have to now reframe the way you look at $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month, $40,000 a month, $100,000 a month, $500,000 a month. You have to reframe how you look at it. It's just $20,000 a month, $40,000. It's just. You have to make it feel small. So you have to change your capacity in your mind that you're safe to hold that money. It's safe to be with you, right? You're not going to mismanage it. You're not just going to overspend. You're not going to give it away. You're going to nurture it. You're going to circulate it. You're going to put some out so that more can come back in. Yeah? So how you feel about it is a big thing. And just so you know, your wealth energy, which is related to how you feel about wealth, is the same level, is a match for your energetic state in self-love. So if you're working on self-love and you feel really good, right? Start thinking about wealth, because it's the same frequency. That's why it feels so good to be in love. Okay, that's a side note. So you cannot create a life of abundance with a frequency of doubt. You cannot. I just gave you an example of that. Okay? You cannot create success with the frequency of fear. So many people are afraid of success because they're afraid of how it's going to change their life, how people are going to respond to them. They're afraid of how it's going to change everything that they know. Everything that they know. I'm successful now, but the people that are around me, they haven't risen to that level yet. So our relationship's going to change. So you cannot create success with a frequency of fear, and you cannot create overflow with a frequency of lack. So many people are trying to manifest overflow, which is beyond abundance. Abundance is enough. Overflow is, whoa, I don't even know what to do with all of this. It just keeps coming. But they have the idea of lack. I'm going to lose it all. Just like I was saying earlier, mismanagement. You can't. You cannot. You want to win the lottery? Let's use that as an example, because that's what people dream for, right? Our lottery right now is what, $80 million. I'm going to buy a ticket. I'm just going to believe I win it. If I win it, great. If I don't, I don't. But I will never have the thought of lack. It will never come from a place of, I look at my bank account and I've got my $80 million and I don't want it to go below a certain threshold. So I've got to be really tight with my money. I've got to hold on to it. I'm not going to look at it from the standpoint of, okay, I want to make so and so much money. I know the way for me to do that is to invest in a program that will help me look at things differently. But it costs me money now. I know this program will help me transform to the person who manifests this type of money on a regular basis. But who I am right now is living in lack, and I cannot make that decision in good conscience. You're not going to get the overflow. You're of two minds, and you're of two emotional states. So choose the one that you desire and stick with that. It's so important that you consider your feelings. So how do you want to feel in 2026? For me, a reoccurring theme, 2025, now, free. I want to feel free. It's such a beautiful feeling. I listened to the song Free by Destiny's Child. It's really, really old. They say, ain't no feeling like being free when your mind's made up and your heart's in the right place. There's no feeling like it. So how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel free? Do you want to feel grounded? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to feel wealthy? Do you want to feel loved? What do you want to feel? Do you want to feel unbothered? That's a good one. I want to feel unbothered. Do you want to feel certain? Do you want to feel magnetic or inspired or powerful? Choose how you want to feel for 2026. Okay? And then you got to ask yourself, what would I need to believe about myself in order to feel this way consistently? So you know how you want to feel, or the feelings that you want to possess, more than one. What do I need to believe about myself to feel this way consistently? It's all related. It's all related. Okay? So just imagine the emotional tone that you want for next year. But you know what? Next year is right now. So what is the emotional tone right now? Let's anchor that in. What do I need to believe about myself? I need to believe that everything I do is a guaranteed success. I need to believe that nothing can shake me from my feeling of freedom. I need to believe that God's got my back. I do believe that. If God is for us, who can be against us? That's the most freeing thing in the world for me. I need to believe that money finds me always, and it does. I need to believe that no matter what I do, no matter where I go, I will always figure it out. Obstacles or not, I will always figure it out. And that I am capable of anything. That's what I need to believe about myself. I do believe that about myself. It comes across in how I speak, doesn't it? It comes across in what I teach. That's why my clients are so successful. They buy into my conviction because it's real. And then the results show up for themselves. Okay? So yesterday we talked about missed opportunities. So I want to go into missed opportunities, but also creating some new choices. Okay? Does anyone have any questions coming up yet? No, okay. So let's connect back to yesterday. If you were on the call yesterday, great. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. If you weren't just yet, that's fine. You can go back and watch it. It's in the group. It's in the Money Mindset and Manifestation group, but it's also posted on my YouTube channel of the same name, Shani Leatham. Okay. So yesterday you recognized what you did not choose. That was very important. Okay. You recognized what you delayed. You recognized what you avoided. Hard conversations, investing in yourself, eating differently, working out. You recognized what you avoided, and you recognized when hesitation won out, right? So today is where we're going to rewrite that narrative. So what you didn't choose last year, it now becomes optional for this year. As far as I'm concerned, it's 2026 now, okay? So it's now an option for now, for 2026, okay? And it's not because your circumstances have changed, it's because you have changed. You've already started creating a new identity. You recognize that, right? Like, I hope you recognize that. You've already started creating a new identity. And so you don't need more motivation. You don't need any more motivation. We are a new person. You need a new identity, and you need to live from that identity every day of your life. Now, you are going to be in between two. Like I said, the one that got you up to where you are right now, the one that's watching, is starting to be somebody new. You're going to fight each other. This one's going to win out maybe later on today, maybe tomorrow, maybe up until the end of the year. But this one's going to fight like hell to be the person who's taking over. It's okay that you're in between. You're going to have conflicted thoughts, but just keep going to the 2.0 version of you, because the 2.0 version of you is the one who has the results that you want. Okay? Even when the old identity tries to pull you back in, just fight. Just recognize you don't need more time and you don't need more research. That's actually you looking for a way to allow your limitations to give you a reason to not go after what you want. You're looking for a way for your limitations to give you a way out. That's the old you. We're done with that. They can kick rocks. Love them, dead and gone. Dead and gone, okay? You need more self-trust. That's what you need. You don't even need more confidence yet. You don't. You just need to stop abandoning yourself. That's what you have to do. So I want you to ask yourself a series of questions, okay? Take out that pen and paper. I'm going to say these questions slowly. Question number 1. What decision would my 2026 identity make that I didn't make in 2025? What decision would my 2026 identity make that I did not make in 2025? Number 2, what opportunities would they pursue? What opportunities would 2026 me pursue? Number 3, what risks would 2026 me take? Or what chances would 2026 me take? What chances on me would I take? Knowing what I want, what chances would I take? Number 4, what investments would I say yes to? 2026 version of me, not the one up till yesterday. The one who didn't do anything. The one who was afraid. The one who let fear run their life. This one lets fear and faith and power run their life. So what investments would 2026 you say yes to? Whether it's investing in yourself, it's investing in others, it's investing in your finances. What investments would you say yes to? Think that through. That is what is going to tell you about your success or lack of success right here, right now. This is opening up the psychology that you have right now. What are you going to do? What would 2026 you do? If you were 10 times bolder, what would you do? Do you know that when somebody asks you a question, your brain cannot avoid, like it can't not answer? It will always answer. I always thought that was interesting. Okay. Okay. And then I think, what was that question? 4? Question number 5. What version of me am I ready to choose right now? What version of me am I ready to choose right now? Am I choosing the old me? The one who settles, where we know that anything that settles is at the bottom and never rises to the top? Or are we choosing 2.0, 3.0, 10 times O, 10x version of me? Which version of you are you ready to choose? I already know the answer, and so do you. And so what comes after that is going to be a little bit unnerving for you, because it's out of your old comfort zone, but it's not out of your new comfort zone, because you don't even have a comfort zone now. You recognize that pressure builds pipes, bursts pipes, but pressure also makes diamonds, right? This is a new pressure that we're applying on ourselves. Not a bad thing. So let's do some embodiment, because when I teach, when I coach, train, mentor, guide my clients, my students, it's of the utmost importance that you learn how to internalize, you learn how to be what you're learning. I don't want you to just have information. You can go to YouTube and try to piecemeal stuff together. You can go to university or college, go to elementary school to learn and not know how to live it. I teach you how to live it, okay? So this is going to be your emotional climax, so to speak, okay? So this is another visualization. We're going to go back and close our eyes. Thank you very much. Don't argue with me. Just close your eyes. Okay? I want you to now, again, see the 2026 version of you. That's you. We're seeing that version again. I want you to feel your presence, that presence. I want you to feel their energy. Feel it. Feel their confidence. Feel their self-trust. It's 111, magical number. We're on the right track. I want you to realize that 2.0 version of you, 2026 version of you, they're not separate from you. They're not separate from you at all. They are you. They are you. They are just the version of you without fear, without hesitation, and without the old identity. They are you right now. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that wonderful? They are the version of you who chooses yourself. They choose themselves. And it's not selfish to choose you. It's not selfish to say, I'm going to spend some money on myself because it's going to make me feel good. I'm going to spend some money on myself because it's going to change the way I think. That's not selfish, because when you change the way you think, you change the way you believe, you change the way you act, you change your results. It impacts all the beautiful people in your life and the people that are not even in your life yet, the community that you get to create. The version of you, that 2026 version of you, is the version who leads themselves. They don't need to be told what to do. They don't need to wait for permission. They lead themselves. They invest in themselves. They bet on themselves. That's you right now. That's you right now. You refuse to repeat another year of almost. I could have. I should have. Why didn't I? You refuse to repeat another year of that. That's you now. The 2026 version of you is you now. That's what you do. So I want to ask you this question. You can open your eyes, because I bet you were cheating and you were watching this whole time anyway. But what is one decision that you can make today that aligns you with 2.0 version of you? What is one decision that you can make today? Let me say it in the first person. I'm 2026 me. What is one decision that I can make today that aligns me with her, that aligns me with 2026 Shani? What's one decision that I can do with 2026 you? Decision is the start. If you don't decide, you don't get shit. Decision is the start. It's like when I decided I was going to buy a car on February 25th. And then on February 26th, I won 2 cars from the auto show. I've told the story many times. Nothing happens until you decide. February 25th, I finally made the decision. Picked up the auto trader. Okay, I'm getting a car. The next day, I got 2 cars. 2! You have to decide. So what is one decision that you can make today that aligns you currently with your 2.0 version, with your 10x version? Okay, so we talked about a lot today, and I hope you feel as good as I feel. This is so empowering because you got to create your future. You created a future memory. So now there's a ripple effect in reality. It's done. It's already there. You just have to shine the spotlight on the life that you want to live. We're no longer shining the spotlight on Shani 2025. She's gone. 2026 Shani is getting the spotlight shone on her. Okay? Because right now in this moment, you stand at a crossroads. Okay? It's not between success and failure, and it's not between abundance and scarcity. And the crossroads is not between your past and your future. The crossroads is between the identity you've outgrown, because you've already started thinking of something new. You've clearly outgrown that old identity. and the identity you were born for, the identity you were designed to live, to embody. So I want to talk honestly about something we don't really say out loud, okay? You're not struggling because you lack potential. If you are struggling at all, you're not struggling because you lack desire. You're not struggling because you are unintelligent, that's for sure. And you're not struggling because you lack motivation. You're struggling. You're struggling because your identity hasn't caught up with your vision yet. That's that. So you have old neural pathways, the way your brain works. You've got old neural pathways. We've got to create some new brain cells, some new pathways. Your paradigms were inherited. We talked about that. They were given to you by the people who reared you, the people who are around you, your loved ones, your friends. Your fears are familiar, so you stick with the devil you know. I used to hear that all the time. I used to say that all the time. Your fears are familiar, even though it doesn't feel good, you're comfortable in your discomfort, right? And your beliefs were not even chosen for you. Did you know that? Or they were not chosen by you. They were given to you. And they're running your life. Half the time we don't even realize that the beliefs that we have, some of them don't serve us. And then I take you through a series of exercises when you work with me, okay? When you decide to work with me as your transformation specialist and manifestation mentor, I take you through a series of exercises that helps you recognize the beliefs that you have, where they came from. And one thing you got to think of is the beliefs that you have, the people who gave them to you, are they living a better life than you? Would you trade lives with them? If the answer is no, you probably want to revisit those beliefs, right? So you cannot think your way into your next level. It's just not going to happen. You have to become the person who naturally creates it. Become the person who naturally creates it. You have to. And that's exactly what I teach you inside my program, Unlimited. Okay? It's a Millionaire Mastery Program. It is 6 months of discovering who you are, becoming an expert on yourself, and creating the change, the identity shift that needs to be created. Okay, so we're going to talk about that for a moment. And then I did mention that I have a huge announcement. Huge announcement. I'm so excited about this, okay? So Unlimited is a 6-month self-study course and a group coaching program. It not only reprograms your subconscious mind for wealth, it reprograms your mind for success. It reprograms you for unshakable confidence, okay? But it also shifts your identity to one that experiences quantum leaps all the time in your life, okay? It comes with 15 recorded lessons and about a 252-page workbook. So the workbook has activities, it has embodiment, it has prompts, it has case studies, it has lessons. This is where you're going to learn how to shift your identity. This is where you're going to learn to confront your beliefs. This is where you're going to learn how to reprogram your subconscious mind and recognize what your conscious mind is doing. This is where you're going to learn how to manifest wealth. Learn how to manifest anything that it is that you want. This is where you're going to learn how to make decisions properly. This is how you're going to learn how to set proper goals that stretch you. You're going to learn all of that in the self-study course, okay? So it comes with 15 recorded lessons. You can either do them one a week or take 2 weeks to do them. And then you're going to work through that, okay? Everything you need to create an identity shift and manifest whatever you want, especially the wealth. Hence why it's the Millionaire Mastery Program. It is everything that I did to shift my identity from almost homeless, so from foreclosure to millionaire, to successful education company founder, to keynote speaker, to all of those things, okay? But the extra value comes here, and this is what I love the most. I love this part. Once a week, there's going to be a live teaching from me. Okay? Once a week, there will be an embodiment practice session. So that embodiment practice session for me is so valuable. It's so valuable because it's not about teaching. It's just about being. It's just about the how that everybody's obsessed with. It's about internalizing it. So we have a curriculum that is just about embodiment. Okay? So you're going to live the material. Like I said, I don't want you to just learn it. I want you to live it. You're going to learn how to increase your capacity for large amounts of wealth. Tangibly, physically. Okay? So those live calls are going to be for the duration of the 6 months, once a week. The embodiment sessions are either going to be taught by myself or a member of my team. They are well versed in all of this. You also have 1 month or once a month guided visualization sessions. So those are about 15 minutes. You can hop onto those anytime you want, or you can just watch the replay. It's just to get you to get back into the vision of seeing what it is that you want, because life happens and oftentimes we can't think about what it is that we want, even though you need to stay focused on it. So we do these guided visualization sessions, really relax. There's music playing, we vibe. And it's also for those who have trouble visualizing. Some people have trouble seeing the image. They have something called aphantasia. So we use other techniques to help you see the vision, feel the vision. Okay, so massive, massive value in that. So that's 6 months of that. You also have access to my Wealth Identity Masterclass and the workbook that comes with that. My suggestion is always, once you enroll in Unlimited, start there. Start with the Wealth Identity Masterclass and workbook. You can get through that quickly, but it's going to start like getting the juices flowing. It's continuing on the identity shift that we started today, but now this is for wealth identity. Okay. You also get access to a private client community. So I do cohorts. What I mean by cohorts is different little classes. I have hundreds of students, but if I put them all in the same client community, I feel like it would be convoluted. I feel like your questions and your support and your comments and your wins would get lost. So I open up enrollment every so often, and each new enrollment has their own client community. So for this one, where enrollment is just now opening up again, there's going to be a client community with maximum 20 people. I've had groups of 2 people, I've had groups of 20, but maximum 20 people. So in this private client community, there's coaching, there's support. You're going to get all of the experience that I had to go through. So I'm teaching you from experience. I'm not teaching you shit you don't need to know. Okay? There's accountability. We're hosting events in there. There's replays. There's access to me and my team. And you have that for 6 months of integration. So embodiment, lessons, connection, all of that. And you're going to need this community. It's such a beautiful community because you're all choosing to shift your identity to whatever it is you want it to be at the same time. So there's so much support. And when I asked you, what kind of support do you want to have in 2026? This is a beautiful version of support that you definitely want to be a part of. Okay? So I want to talk to you about what's actually accessible or what's possible for you as a person who enrolls in Unlimited. The first thing is you really become emotionally unshakable. Unshakable. You wake up grounded. You're always even keeled. Okay? You move through life with certainty. That's a big one. Triggers don't really take you out anymore once you're in this material, and you know how to regulate the moment they arise, right? So some kind of trigger comes up, you know how to just self-regulate. The moment it arises, you recognize it. It doesn't take you out of your spirit and you don't fly off the handle or you panic or anything like that. You stop reacting from fear and you start responding from power. I'm so about the empowerment. I want you to be so empowered. People are going to look at you and be like, whoa, they're a new person. It's magic. What happened? Right? Your nervous system becomes a match for wealth and success and visibility. You live in the, you know what? I've got me. I've got it energy. That's what happens. Your self-identity elevates permanently. There's no going back to old you. So you elevate permanently. So there's no more identity gaps. And there's no more saying you want one thing, but you're acting like someone else. We're not doing that. Inside the program, you are going to build a wealthy identity. Okay? That's so important if you want to make that your reality. You're going to install a confidence that's at the subconscious level. So remember when I said your subconscious runs 95% of your life? Imagine you have such an unshakable confidence that's at the subconscious level, running 95% of your life. How you move, how you speak, how you talk, how you decide, how you spend, how you sleep, how you love, all of that is connected, okay? You're gonna eliminate well, who am I to do this? Or I don't think I'm deserving. You're gonna eliminate that narrative, okay? You're gonna stop negotiating your worth because you know that you're worth it all. There's not gonna be any question as to how valuable and how worthy you are, because you will know that no matter what, you are worthy of it all, okay? You're gonna start showing up as your 2.0 or your 10x self long before the evidence arrives, long before you can see any evidence. Because remember, I told you, belief precedes manifestation. You have to believe it first and then it will harden into fact. So I've got to get you into that place, and that's what we do. And so you become the version of you who creates results on purpose, not by accident, on purpose. Now, what kind of results do you want to create on purpose? Think about that, right? So you're going to rewire your subconscious mind that we know is running your life. So you're going to stop repeating the same year over and over and over again. No more Groundhog Day, Groundhog Year. None of that. You're going to stop manifesting from fear. That's done. You're going to stop sabotaging your breakthroughs. Oh my gosh. That one hurts my heart so much. I see people sabotaging their breakthroughs. Anyone who runs through this program, they do not do that anymore. They do not do that anymore. You're going to stop shrinking at the edge of expansion. So you're just so close. You're at the precipice of expanding, of quantum leaping your life. And you're like, I'm scared. Maybe not. No, that's not even a thought. Your subconscious patterns are different now. So what you're going to do is you're going to replace procrastination with self-trust. And you're going to replace fear with certainty. Right? Because people are afraid of what they don't know. Fear is just, what do they say? False evidence appearing real. I don't believe fear is real, but we act on it because we don't know. So we're going to replace fear with certainty. You're going to replace doubt with clarity because you're going to see it. You're going to know. You're going to have such a knowing. You're going to replace your scarcity with abundance consciousness. Abundance is everywhere. You don't have to create it. The one thing that we as human beings create are our limitations. So there is no limit. Even the sky's the limit. I don't believe that. That's saying that we're stuck at the sky. There is no limit. We are limitless. We are unlimited. Okay? And then you're going to replace overthinking with embodied knowing. That's it. So you're going to be on the ground running. You're going to be the one who's running your mind instead of your mind running you. So wouldn't it be nice to have control over that? And recognizing that there's some things just we don't have control over. That's fine. We recognize that. But for the most part, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to make wealth normal? Yeah? What is it that you want to create wealth-wise? What do you want to use your money for? How much money do you want to create? Because unlimited helps you shift your frequency into overflow. Or shift into the frequency of overflow. You don't shift into the frequency of hope. And you don't shift into the frequency of forcing it. You've got to do all the extra work. You've got to put in all the effort. That's forcing it, trying to make it happen, trying to make it happen, trying to make it happen. No. You tap into the frequency of overflow and ease, not scarcity dressed up as strategy. Okay? So inside unlimited, wealth becomes easy. It becomes natural. It becomes responsive, it becomes predictable, and it becomes inevitable. I have a whole few sections on wealth creation, wealth manifestation, becoming a living legacy, so that not only do you know what you're doing here, you can pass it on to the people that are around you now, as opposed to when you're gone. To be a living legacy so that you can create community, impact the world around you in the way that you want to. You become one of the good wealthy people who help. You see things differently. You feel things differently. You don't chase money. You attract it by becoming the version of yourself who's meant to hold it. Okay? And then I talked about this earlier. Unlimited helps you remove that money ceiling. So it's not a temporary thing. You're removing it for life. You're removing this money ceiling for life. Not once, not temporarily, not until it returns, not until fear pops up. You're literally going to, well, literally and figuratively, going to shatter the invisible ceiling that has kept you circulating the same numbers for so long, the same income, the same patterns for so long. You're going to build a new normal, and your finances are going to rise to match that new normal. That's what we do. That's what we do. So when I tell you, I have clients I had one who purchased a home. 30 days before she decided to purchase the home with her husband, she did not have the deposit. Did not have the deposit. Was it a miracle? Sure. Did we know it was going to happen once she decided? Yes. Did we know when it was going to happen? No, but we knew it was going to happen. I've already told you about $49,000. I have clients who've doubled and tripled their income while in the program. Forget about after graduating through the program, while in the program. So there's so many things that are possible for you once you decide what it is that you want. And I help you with that. Unlimited helps you develop magnetism. Okay? So you're not performing, you're not pretending, you're not forcing confidence. You're literally just embodying magnetism. You are a magnet. Things are just coming to you. They have no choice. You're an energetic match for these things. It has no choice but to be revealed to you. And when you're an energetic match and you're magnetic to it, the universe says, okay, this is what you want. Okay, cool. Here, have some more. Right now, a lot of people are energetic match to lack. It's not going to work out. Okay, here, I'm going to give you evidence to prove that's correct. It's hard to make money. Okay, great. I'm going to give you evidence to prove that it's correct. I can't keep a relationship to save my life. Okay, cool. I'm going to give you evidence to show that's correct. I'm going to teach you and guide you and mentor you and show you how to become magnetic to the things that you desire. Because your identity is going to radiate ease. Oh, it's going to be so good. Your energy is going to radiate certainty. Your presence is going to radiate, I'm meant for more in all things. How does that sound to you? How does that sound to you? That sounds pretty damn good to me. And then you're going to create momentum. Just momentum that doesn't break. So you stop starting over and you stop restarting the same goals over and over again. How many times have you experienced that? That was a lifetime ago for me, it seems. You know, you're going to stop falling off your path and you're going to build identity-driven consistency. So this consistency is built on your identity, the kind that holds even on the hard days, because we're going to have hard days. We're going to have days where there's loss and obstacles and health issues, but you're still going to be able to be consistent even on those days. Okay? You're going to learn how to rest. You're going to learn how to rest in peace. Not rest in peace, but rest, rest peacefully. Rest in the peace of whatever's going on around you. You'll get to it. Don't worry. You don't have to go all the time. We're not doing that. Momentum is going to become your baseline. And then your life is going to mirror your potential. I don't really enjoy the word potential, but it's your possibilities. Okay? So what ends up happening? Opportunities start coming towards you. Wouldn't that be great? people start responding to you, to your new energy. And some people are going to respond to your new energy in a negative way. Just letting you know this, okay? Be prepared for that. Because as you're growing, they're not. It's going to shine a light on what they have yet to change. It's also going to shine a light on the fact that they decided not to make any changes. Okay? Don't let that shake you. It won't. Because you'll have unshakable confidence. Your magic happens when your decisions feel clearer, and when your blessings land faster, and when resistance dissolves, and when you feel different in your body. You feel lighter. Wealth flows easily. That's awesome. Your future feels closer. That's when the magic happens. It feels like it's just right there. And it is. And it is. And your intuition becomes razor sharp. You know, before you're like, I feel like something's going to happen. But you're like, I know this is coming. I feel it. Like, I know for sure. It's razor sharp. And you trust yourself with your bigger dreams. You don't just dream based on your bank account. You dream big. Bigger than what your capacity is. And then we'll help you become the person that can reach that capacity, that can reach that goal. Okay? And stop apologizing for wanting more. This is what we do. That's what we do in Unlimited. So I just want to quickly share with you what a transformed person actually looks like, okay? Because that's important. Ooh, your girl's talking a lot, but I have a lot to get through. Okay, so a transformed person no longer operates from survival. They no longer operate from lack of identity. They only operate from identity. Okay? They only operate from intention. They only operate from expansion. They only operate from embodiment. And that's what a transformed person looks like. They've become the version of themselves who's unavailable for anything less than they want. I'm not available for, if it's not in line with what I want, I'm not available for it. That's me being transformed, where, okay, sure, I can do it. I'm not available for it. I don't want it, but okay, I'll do it. That's why Unlimited is the room for you, because you're done living, I'm pretty sure you're still here, you're done living a life that was ruled by your past. And you're ready to live a life that's created by your new identity. I know that's true. I know that's true. So I'm really excited to share this. This is something that I've never done before. And this is something that I will never, ever, ever do again. Ever do again, okay? Unlimited, again, for 6 months, all the things that you get through it. I've expressed to you all the ways that your life will change. I've expressed to you your identity shift. I've expressed to you how the program works, okay? And that it's 6 months. So enrollment in Unlimited is only $6,000, right? But I've decided, and this is my announcement. I'm so happy for you. I've decided that I want to give away some scholarships, okay? I want to give some scholarships to those who are actually ready to transform. Not tomorrow, today, right now, okay? So I have some scholarships for those who are ready to transform. So for the next 48 hours, okay, so until Wednesday evening, I will personally pay 50% of your enrollment. I will personally pay 50% of your enrollment fee. It's already set up, so I have to pay it. Like, I can't just change anything. I will personally pay 50% of the enrollment fee for anyone who wants to enroll, anyone who decides to join us. Okay? Like, that's $3,000 of my own money paid into your transformation. And you only paid $3,000 as opposed to the $6,000. I'm so excited to offer this. It was just something that came to me. And I don't know. I'm so excited to do this. So I'm going to personally pay that. And considering this program has been valuated at over $8,000, okay? And I only sell it for $6,000. This is a really good gift that I'm giving you. Valuated at over $8,000. I'm giving it to you for $3,000. I'm going to pay $3,000 of my own money. Okay? So I know there are some of you who are on the fence because your wealth identity or your wealth energy wasn't yet present. Okay? But we spent all this time shifting your identity, creating the 2.0 version of you. And we know the 2.0 version of you is ready to materialize, right? This should give you the push that you need to step into the version of you, the version that you want to become, right? Because the possibilities are endless. The possibilities are so endless. And I'm really honored and happy to guide you through your transformation. It is one of the greatest joys of my life and the greatest honors of my life to be able to watch and guide and train and coach you from who you are now to who you're destined to be, and then all the beautiful things that happen in between. My mentor used to he used to say to us, tell me what you want and I will help you get it. And this is how I do this. Tell me what you want and I will help you get it. Unlimited is the vessel. I am the trainer. You are the transformation person. You are the transformed. Okay? So once Wednesday passes, the scholarship is going to expire and it just goes back to the $6,000. Okay? You go back to the regular price enrollment fee, which again is very, very reasonable for 6 months for targeted learning, for experienced learning. I don't teach you anything you don't need to know. I don't teach you anything that's fluff. This is just targeted learning, okay? We also have an in-house payment plan for those of you who are ready to enroll, we also have an in-house payment plan for those of you who are ready to enroll. So what you would do is you make a deposit, you make your deposit today, and then you get on the payment plan for 5 months after that. So that's something that we're happy to offer because I understand and the team understands that not everybody has the capacity or is at the wealth energy to pay full price. Okay? So either way, you are meant to live without limitations. You are. And I personally would not have gone from foreclosure to millionaire in less than a year without doing everything that I teach. Everything that I teach in this program. So that's how I know for sure this works. We are in a beautiful new home. I manifested this place. I'm free and clear here too. Manifested this place. I can teach you how to become that person to create whatever it is that you want to create. Okay? So who's going to accept the scholarship? That's what I'd love to see. Who's going to accept the scholarship? Who's going to say, you know what? I'm going to operate from 2.0 version now. I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to let my fear be greater than my faith in knowing that it's already done. I'm not going to let my fear stop me. I know that my faith can make me a fortune in all aspects of my life, in my soul's prosperity, in my identity, in my health, in my relationships, in my career, in my peace of mind, in all of it. I know that. If that's you and you want to discuss it further, or if you're ready to go, contact me immediately so we can get started. We only have until Wednesday night. That's the 17th of December. And then it goes right back. I'm so honored to give you guys this scholarship. So I want to say thank you so much for spending these last 2 days with me. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, right? We learned, we reflected, we grew. You're setting the stage for your transformation that's to come. In fact, you've already started this transformation. Now see it through. See it all the way through. Because you're made for a life with no limitations. That's why this is unlimited. You are made for a life with no limitations. And I know that you will do everything in your power to make it a reality. I know it. I know it. I know you're not going to shy away. I know you're not going to start talking to yourself. I know you're not going to say it's the holidays. We all know it's the holidays. And then we know that January is going to come. And then we know that February is going to come. We know that. We know that. I know that you're not going to have excuses and use excuses to stop you from doing what it is that you desire. I know that. Okay? So once again, thank you so much for spending time with us. I'm really grateful. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay? With love and gratitude, I'm Shani Leatham.